Shalom. I was coming back at you with this truth, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Bakar Kadash. And I'm going to this is another GMS in transit. Today's date is 3/16/2020, which is March 16th, 2020 year of prophecy. And this has proven to be the year of prophecy thus far. I've never seen so many prophetic things happen in the space of really 2.5 months, not even 3 months. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, "This May Be It." I knew yesterday in the daytime I was going to get, so I've been looking for hydrogen peroxide for the last, since, Friday, Thursday. Every store that I went to, supermarket, little grocery store, whatever, no peroxide. Then I finally got some. It's just good to have peroxide. You could have cut, it takes away the infection. Anyway, I've been going around different supermarkets getting things, like you normally do. You buy certain things here and there. And been noticing shelves been bare. But in certain things, there's certain things you can buy, that's there on the shelves. And there's right next to it, it'll be just empty shelves. So that might be for the meat section or the toilet paper. That's another big thing. Everybody's getting toilet paper and water, so you can make toilet paper soup. Yeah, you better learn how to eat that motherfucking toilet paper, because hey, that's what happened back during the time of the siege of the Roman Empire, during the time period of 70 AD, which really is 66, 65. On to 74 AD, where the Roman Empire locked everything down in Jerusalem. And that was during the time of the Passover. So you had Israelites that were coming in from different lands. So they couldn't leave to go back to their lands, and no one could come in. The Roman powers locked the Israelites that were there. Now, mind you, that you had Israelites scattered throughout the whole, the whole planet, pretty much, or the whole known planet. Actually, the whole planet, because you had the sons of the nation of the kingdom of Israel. I'm sorry, over here in the Americas. Now you got these guys, Phoebe, saying that the Indians and the Latins and all that, they're not Israelites. Well, when Christopher Columbus came over here, who did he encounter? He encountered the people that he called Indians, man. North, Central, and South America, including Canada. So how did he get there? They got there because they were the Northern Kingdom during the time of the Assyrian Empire. So you can't explain that away. You didn't have so-called black people over here. You had the so-called Latin tribes, which were different shades, and they were a lot darker. A lot of them, there was a mixing when the Spaniards got over here. That's why you got light-skinned Puerto Ricans. You got light-skinned slaves, because you had the slave master popping the woman, man. Frederick Douglass' father was a slave owner, and he popped one of his slaves, man. Now, whether his line goes back to the Irish or the Italians or whatever, or whether he's an Israelite, we don't know. But if Frederick Douglass' father's line go back to the Edomite, that means Frederick Douglass was an Edomite. That means Frederick Douglass is going into slavery, if he's an Edomite. So, it's easy, man. It's easy to know that the people over here in the Americas were the Israelites, and they
their descendants are the so-called Puerto Ricans, the so-called Dominicans, the North American Indians, Seminole Indians, and the rest of the tribes. Issachar, those are Israelites, man. Those are all Israelites. Anyway, getting back into the subject. Earlier yesterday, I was walking around shopping, getting certain things, and I was saying in my mind, I said, they're going to shut this place down. And then Apostle Ramlab had put up a video. It said PSA, 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 which stands for Public Service Announcement. And there was a voice of somebody, sounded like one of the Latin tribes, could have been Jake, Judah, that all police were ordered to be in at 5 o'clock, all of them, because you have different shifts. So I said, well, that's the curfew right there. That's called a police state. Anytime you have a curfew, you have to have teeth. You have to have people that control it, man. You just can't say it's a curfew and you don't tell the police nothing. You have the police enforce the curfew. Now, it was said earlier this morning, I was watching on CNN, that they're going to have a curfew come 5 o'clock, and then I heard Cuomo, the governor of New York. And by the way, the word government, if you look it up, it means control of mind. It's mind control. Govern means to control, and meant, it goes back to the Latin, I believe, which means to the mind, control the mind, mind control. That's what government means. Anytime you hear the word government, they're controlling your mind. Anyway, hey, this is it, man. This could be it. This may be it. Now, if it's not, then when everything gets back to normal, you're gonna be in the right mindset, man. You're gonna be in the right mindset. You're going to stock certain things. You're going to have certain essentials in preparation for something that comes next. But I'm thinking and I'm hoping that this is it, man. I'm hoping that this is it. Because this is a global thing based on something that happened in Wuhan, China. Let's hope that this is the thing that's going to cause the destruction of the system. And now you're going to understand what is meant by, in the scriptures in Revelation, when it speaks about a beast. Now you're going to understand what is meant by this place being a beast. Because what is a beast power? A beast power is in its teeth. And that's regulations, if you go through a stop sign and the police pull you over, that's teeth. He has a right to stop you because you went through a stop sign, or you driving drunk or whatever. Those are teeth. So now this system is showing their teeth globally. So now when you read Revelation about the beast, the scarlet colored beast, the red dragon, now you know it's not talking about an actual monster. It's talking about this system, this government. Like I said, whether this is a planned event or whether this is actual virus, and the government cares about you, maybe they love you, we don't know. Anyway, either way, you're in the midst of a global event, a world event. So the question is whether this is going to lead to vaccinations, and whether this is going to lead to the
chipping, the microchip. Maybe the vaccination will be in the chip. And we here at Great Millstone, we've been talking about that. That's you know, you can't deny that. You can't deny that. The mark of the beast. We've been saying for Great Millstone, and it shall be known who am I chosen. Great Millstone, GMS, been speaking on the mark of the beast ever since they got on YouTube. Even before YouTube, we've been talking about it. And I always speak about the beast. And I always speak about the mark of the beast. And I'm praying that this happens, man. That Esau locks every goddamn thing down, and then they introduce you to that goddamn chip, man. The microchip. And then them other camps, they're going to be scrambling, man. They're going to be bugging out. They're going to be scrambling. And for you men that got your head stuck up in your ass, do me a favor, pull your head out your goddamn ass, man. You know? And scriptures say, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Scriptures tell you to watch. That we're known also as the watchers. You know? We're definitely in the time of the end. Any Israelite tell you, oh no, this could be another 50 years. Well, you gotta get away from that guy. I was listening to the news and they said this thing they were talking about what if they locked down, I think it was listening to 1010 Winds or one of them stations, Bloomberg, which he's down with that whole, man. You know, they were talking about is if they lock everybody down, if they curfew everybody, make everybody stay in their houses, is this, you know, I mean, the courts, you know, is this going to go to the courts? Well, the courts are down with the program, man. They're part of the system. They're going to do whatever the elite tell them what to goddamn do, man. Oh, Revelation 12 and 12. They shall come down upon you having great wrath because they know that they have a short time. They know that the Most High is coming back. They see the ships out there. There was a ship that was bigger than the planet Earth. And that's just one ship. Now the Most High can send a fleet of those ships that can beam up the whole planet Earth. I did a video on that, man. So we're definitely living in the last days, and the question is whether this is it, whether everything gonna subside and go back to normal, and then it's gonna happen again. But this time you be ready for it. See, now y'all ain't ready for this, man. You know, oh, this was a Chinese thing. You know, this is a Wuhan thing. I ain't going to Chinese restaurants no more. Well, guess what? What they doing in New York? They're closing down all the restaurants, man. They're closing down all gyms. They're closing down. They're bidding to close down all the schools. Well, most of them. They're closing down the rest of them. Oh, you can't watch the game, whether it be NBA. You can't watch any sporting events. This beast is shutting shit down. So let's pray that this beast is real. Let's pray that he does what he's supposed to do. Let him go ahead and do it, man. You go ahead and implement that chip so we can be the hell up out of here, man. I've been noticing the last, I don't know, couple of weeks, been a lot of military helicopters flying overhead, no matter where I go. They're starting to shoot, spray the chemtrails. You know about the chemtrails? You can look that up, man. Esau's, what's the term? Esau is pulling all the stops. However you say that term, that saying. Esau is doing his thing, man. You know, now you got to think of the whole book of Revelation. You got to think of Daniel. You got to think of Ezekiel. You got to think of Obadiah. You got to think of all these prophecies, man. You know, you got to think of Revelation 20, verse 7 on down, where they're all going to gather in the Middle East, which is that's going to set off the war of Armageddon. But before that happens, the microchip has to be made mandatory throughout the whole earth. That's why this emergency is a global emergency, man. So you ones that came into this thing because it's something to do, oh, that's a new fad, being an Israelite. Well, now reality didn't hit you in the goddamn face. We've been telling you this, man. What does Habakkuk do? What Habakkuk said? It said, "For it shall not, if it tarry, wait for it. It shall not tarry. It shall surely come." Well, it's here. It's here, and it's a matter of whether this is a dry run and everything gonna go back to normal, or this is it, man. And I hope and pray to Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai B'Shem that this is it. Let the chips fall where they may. You know, hey, look, people are going to be bugged out. They said on the news that they're shutting down and they're going to have a curfew throughout the whole New York State. It's going to be a national curfew throughout the whole New York State. And they said for 8 weeks. Now that 8 weeks can turn into 8 months. 8 weeks is 2 months. So if they do that, their plan is to shut everything down for 8 weeks. So we're talking it's mid-March. So we got April, May, mid-May. So sometime in the middle of May, second week of May, we may or may not get out of this thing, or may keep going on into the summer. So can this be the year that the Most High is speeding things up? He's pushing this devil's hand. He's hardening his heart like he hardened Pharaoh's heart. This is what the prophets have waited for, man. And the prophets are back here now. And we are the prophets. We are the prophets because we've been prophesying, man. We've been going into the scriptures. We've been telling you about we've been basically going into the last days, and it's here right now. Let me say this again. This could be a dry run, and everything could go back to normal in 2 months. Or this could go on until they institute the chip, and they bring out the red list, the blue list, and the yellow list, man. The red list is, we on the red list, man. They're going to come for us. Revelation 2:10. The devil shall put some of you in the prison, and you're gonna be held down for 10 days, but be faithful unto death, and you will get a crown of glory, a crown from the Most High. And you gotta only be concerned about your family, your brothers. You gotta be concerned about your camp. You got to be concerned about the members of GMS, and then you can be concerned about the other the other Israelite camps out there. You can be concerned about them, including General Yohanan. Be concerned about him. All right? Be very concerned about him. Keep putting prayers up for General Yohanan. Anyway, then you got Jake out there. You got your neighbors. You got your people that you talk to that you don't really tell them that they're Israelites. Oh, I spoke to this one Ephraimite dude, and I said, they're gonna lock everything down. He looked at me like I had fucking 3 heads. So I said, in my mind, these guys are fucking la la land. And I really don't talk to a lot of these. Lately, I haven't been really. How you doing? How you doing? They looking at me like, what the hell is his problem? My problem is this. You're the fucking problem because you don't know what the hell's going on. So when all hell breaks loose, we're gonna fucking kick you to the curb, bro. You know? And now we understand, and I guarantee everybody's reading, they blowing the dust off of 2nd Ezra's, the 15th chapter, and 2nd Ezra's, the 16th chapter. If this is not a dry run, guess what? 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, and 2nd Ezra's, the 16th chapter is going to be in full effect. And I mean, basically when you read it, it's like a script from this scenario that's getting ready to happen. And you know how you know it's going to happen in New York and in this country? Just check the news
just check out what happened. It was going on in Italy for the last, what, 2 weeks? Down. So put in the news, go to Google, and put in, you know, what's happening in Italy, what's happening in Spain, because they got a week and a half head start. So they locked everybody down. They said they quarantine everybody. You got to stay in your houses, man. Everything is, they closed all the museums, all the restaurants, all the bars. So you got your supermarkets where you have some items, but what's going to happen a month from now? Are you going to have those items, those food stuffs? Are they going to have those items in the stores? You know, are they going to have milk? Are they going to have water? Huh? Because you might be preparing, and the mindset is, you know, stock up on stuff. Now, Trump is telling you, oh, don't stock up on stuff. Don't hoard stuff. Well, ain't nobody listening to motherfucking Trump. And he's looking real weak. He's looking real old. He's looking old. He's looking beat up. He's looking weak, and he's low energy. That's a new low energy president, man. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom, and on to the next one. Shalom.